Right here, out. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Family, I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You see, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome back to another episode here on the Main Thing Podcast Presents. It's your boy, Mr. Ohms. And after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, Eagles family? I'm your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. After beating the Detroit Lions 16-9, breaking one of the best offenses in the league for the second straight week, look, we can say our Philadelphia Eagles are trending towards being, if they're not already, the best team in the NFL. Straight dominance on Sunday. Tonight, we're covering the statement win, the good, the bad, the ugly, per usual, a defensive masterclass, the offense, and some painful truths. I mean, we got to keep it a buck. And closing thoughts on what makes this team so scary. But before we get into that, Mr. Owens wants to holler at y'all.
You already know we got to show love to our supporters and our family here at the Main Thing Podcast Presents. To our loyal supporters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know it's all love. The Main Thing Podcast Presents can't happen without the support from y'all. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Look, let's continue to do our part for the community and our family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility in that algorithm. Disrespect that comment section, share and subscribe to the community and our content. And last but not least, don't forget to do this. Why would you want to forget to do this? Make sure to turn on them noties and keep your ears and eyes peeled to the streets like your local neighborhood watch. Wow. So you don't miss when me and Big Huss drop this pressure on y'all.
Hey, so let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. This one, it wasn't pretty. If a show wasn't polished. And it wasn't a fireworks show, right? This was a fight in the mud. It was cold. Winds were ripping like crazy. 30-mile-plus-hour winds going all through the link, right? But the Eagles walked out, and with the win, the defense broke Jared Goff. Detroit outgained the Eagles 372 yards to 272, but the Eagles live rent-free in Jared Goff's mind. He was seeing ghosts all game, right? Goff was
I see dead people.
Look, man, Goff was 14 of 37 passing. You heard me right. 14 of 37 passing. I don't know if I've ever seen a stat line like that, right? 37.8% completion rating, right? Lowest by any QB this season. I'm sure it was ugly. 5 batted passes at the line. Kudos to JD and Breadman Carter. We see y'all, right? Was late, jittery, sped up. You know, Goff is a rhythm passer. There was no rhythm to that offense on Sunday night. The Eagles have now held the number 5 ranked offense and the Lions, the number 12 ranked offense, that was the Green Bay Packers, to a combined, 16 points over 2 weeks. 16 points over 2 weeks. And y'all know how they like to talk all wild about Jared Goff and their offense, how they're so stellar and best in the world. Now Sunday night in the link, they weren't.
Yeah,
No
Cam Newton.
Okay, come on, man. They ain't never seen a team.
Philadelphia Eagles ain't never seen a team that had this in their bag. They ain't never had a team have 546 total yards. Not Green Bay, not the Broncos, not the Giants, not the Vikings, not their bye, not the Giants. You don't know now team that you ever done seen that's going to give you the issues that you're going to be faced with this week.
All right, Cam. But let's put that all into perspective. Opponents went 8 for 26 on third down over those 2 games. That's less than 30%. Crazy work. Opponents went 1 for 8 on fourth down. Y'all want to play risky ball? That's cool. Die by that, right? Detroit went 0 for 5 on fourth down on Sunday. I'm not gonna lie. 5 turnover on downs by the Eagles defense. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. That's Super Bowl defense. What are we talking about? Eagles allowed 0 offensive touchdowns the last 2 weeks. Bend but don't break. You might get down here, but you're not punching it in. You're gonna kick that field goal, right? This was national TV. The weather was ugly, but it was a big boy win. And right now, there should be no questions, no controversy, no debate, no talks about who is the best in the league. It's definitely the Philadelphia Eagles, even with the offensive struggles, right? They're just a couple steps away from breaking a Barkley run, right? But this defense, the special teams, they holding it down right now, man. Come on. I love to see it.
Hey, because you and me both, we love to see it, man. They are the best team in the National Football League. But before we switch over to the good, the bad, and the ugly from Sunday night's game, what's the song out in Detroit? Because the Lions preyed on our downfall. The Lions preyed on our downfall. So they disloyal how to ball.
Yo.
Hey, what we gotta say on that country song? It's so hard to be humble.
Man.
Hey, look, but before we get in real quick, man, I'm gonna make this real quick because we had a couple Lions fans in the comments talking a little spicy because they try and correct us, talking about, oh, well, we've been to 2 NFC championship games and all that. That's cool, bro. Because look, out of 24 games all time, man, they 9 for 15. They got 9 wins. 1-9 in the wild card round, 4-3 in the divisional round, 0-2 in the conference championship games. Then they were like, oh, we got 4 NFL championships. Man, that was pre-1966. We don't care about that. Y'all haven't been to any Super Bowl. So again, please pipe down. But on to the good. Nakobe Dean, that boy came back with a vengeance off of his season-ending injury last year. Man, this is the best game of the season for him, man. He covered Jahmyr Gibbs stride for stride on a wheel route, bro.
We dream chase, because that's all we was.
Like, you don't see that happen often, especially with Jahmyr Gibbs running a 4-3 and Jameson Williams downfield, man.
Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us. Give it a start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
He blew up David Montgomery, came through, shoulder checked him in the backfield.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
Got all up in Goff's face and forced Goff to make some ill-advised throws, as Big Huss mentioned, for a late sack that iced that game. Yeah. Jordan Davis, who you spoke on, man, look, he had 3 batted passes himself. He controlled the line of scrimmage. He was living in Goff's vision. What do we always say on here? Because if you can't get to the quarterback to disrupt the passing lane, get your hands up. All right. And that's what Jordan Davis did. He was the defensive player of the week performance. That's that type of performance that we need out of Jordan Davis. And it was crazy because him and Breadman said that on tape, they kept seeing Jared Goff's arm angle kept coming low. So that's what made them get their hands up. And then a lot of people have said that him and Breadman work hard in practice. Even QB1 said that they get their hands up a lot of times in practice. So it's no shock. But man, them boys in the middle, we told y'all, got to get that interior pressure. Try to tell y'all, man, they did it. All right. Jake, the make Elliott, he was back on the right side this time, making a 27, 34, and 49-yard field goals. And that heavy wind that Big Hus spoke of, 30 miles an hour, man, you did your thing, Jake. Every single kick was necessary, though. It was a meaningful point in the game, and I'm glad Jake and the special teams unit came through when we needed it. Now, look, that goal line stand, Big Hus already spoke on it. Detroit was 0 for 5. I don't know what Dan Campbell was thinking, but I'm glad that you weren't thinking, all right? Reed Blankenship, Jalen Breadman Carter, and Jalen Phillips, our newly acquired player from the Miami Dolphins. Detroit's fourth failed down attempt, bro. They could not punch the ball in the end zone. As you mentioned, we might bend, but we're not breaking. Vic Fangio ain't having none of that, all right? Cooper DeJong, he had an interception off of Jordan Davis's deflection.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized
that was a big third down breakup. He had a big third down breakup late, and locked down Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot. This is one of the games I've never seen Amon-Ra St. Brown flustered like this. We held him to the lowest yard output this whole entire season. So that speaks volumes to what this defense is doing right now in this 2025 season. Look, we put out be on the lookout. We put out a bolo for Jahan Dotson. He responded in a big way. He had a massive 34-yard play that was a broken play that QB1 scrambled out to the right side, hit him down that right sideline, flipping that field position.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
When the offense was stuck in neutral from their own 3-yard line. Those 4th and 1 stops by Moro Jomo.
The dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
And Zach Billboard Bond. Those, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, were momentum plays. Those were you gotta have it plays from those two. Tone setting and game changing. All right. And then finally, QB1 scrambled 3rd and 11 conversion that kept the scoring drive alive. I love to see that QB1 is using his legs more. We need that on the offense, especially with our offense being stuck where it is. We need any and everything that we can get to get the offense started. But the defense played like they knew Detroit's entire playbook. So shout out to Vic Fangio and that unit on the side of the ball.
Absolutely. Hey, game ball goes to the defense for sure.
For sure.
So you talked about some good. We got to talk about the win. Mental errors. The bad mental errors, right? Even in the win, mental errors. Darius Cooper, offsides on a 4th and 1.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
When we were going for it, mental error. Jordan Mailata holding early in the 4th, mental error. The Lane Johnson foot injury, not necessarily a mental error, but that was a big blow. Honestly, I believe they said it's a strainless Frank. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Rest up, big dog, because we're going to need you through the playoffs for real. A.J. Brown letting up on the route, though.
We dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized
mental error. That's a loaf. Red zone failure after the DeJean's interception.
Mental error.
When you're put in plus territory, the way the defense was putting them in plus territory a lot that game, you have to come away with a touchdown. Field goals are nice. But when you're going up against a team like the Detroit Lions, who do have an explosive offense, even though it wasn't on Sunday, have explosive offense, field goals most times won't cut it. Score tutties, right? The Goddard drop.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
On a matter of fact, you opened the game with, I believe, 3 straight drops.
Goddard and Smitty.
And Smitty, 2 mental errors. The mental errors continue to pop up from week to week. We talking about hoisting Lombardis, right? Being the greatest in the world, the best of the best. You can't do that by shooting yourself in the foot. We have to lock in from start to finish. All 53 players, all however many coaches are on the sideline. Everybody needs to be in. The mental errors will keep us from getting another Lombardi, getting our 3rd ring. Mental, dive in. And honestly, that starts with Sirianni. Nothing destructive, but the issues and the small things are what matter.
Attention to detail.
There you go.
Small things, as you mentioned, because and one thing else I want to put in the bed was Colin Granson's drop as well.
We dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
When QB1 threw the back shoulder on the left sideline,
And it was actually
hit you
a good
right in your
ball.
it hit you right in your numbers.
Yeah.
Anzalone didn't do anything to affect that pass. You have to make that catch, especially when the opportunity arises for you. And now we're going to switch over to the ugly. Look, Fred Johnson's offside late. I know that he had to fill in for Lane Johnson, but this ain't Big Fred's first go around. All right.
Facts.
Mental, as Big Huss mentioned. The Tyler Steen illegal tap during the 3rd and 1, which turned into a 3rd and 6.
You see, we dream chase, because that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
Even though we know it wasn't a false start, we have to get better. We know that the refs didn't help at all, especially when Detroit was lining up in the neutral zone all game. But Tyler Steen, you got to be more disciplined than that. We can't turn a 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6. Now, what happens? We're going behind the sticks, man. It is unnecessary. Adoree Jackson got burnt on a 40-yard timeout by Jamison Williams. That was a long developing play, allowed Jamison Williams to come all the way across the field. Adoree ain't slow, but he ain't Jamison Williams speed. So we got to get back to the basics and fundamentals and make sure those type of plays, those big chunk plays, don't happen. Now, look, the offense. Oh, my gosh. Kevin Patullo, this is directly to you. The fact that we only scored 6 points with our offense starting from the Detroit 11, the Detroit 48-yard line, and the Detroit 43-yard line, and we only mustered up 6 points with the most expensive offense in the league. Look, something's got to change, all right? It's one common denominator. Our offense has been doing well. Even we talked off camera because 2023, when we fell off the cliff, Brian Johnson still had a top 10 offense.
Facts.
It's you, Kevin Patullo. We have to get better, man. We don't want you to be the reason that cost us a back-to-back Super Bowl title, man. And then the Lane Johnson early holding call. Look, the defense was beautiful, but that offense was absolutely not. And things have to change in quick, fast, and a hurry, man.
For sure. Absolutely. Now let's talk about the positive of the game. The defensive masterclass, man. You talk about a Super Bowl run. This will be the stretch that we'll remember that kicked it all off, right? Jordan Davis, we spoke on him. NFC Player of the Week, right? He's becoming a star. Jordan Davis is having himself quite a season. I'm not going to lie about that. Already with 6 pass deflections on the season, 5 in his entire career prior to that. So he already passed what he's done, the prior 3 years being here?
Yeah.
He's collapsing pockets. He's destroying protections. He's disrupting passing lanes. We can say he's officially becoming a problem for offenses on the inside, especially what you're talking about. Jalen Carter getting a lot of attention. Moro Jomo himself garnering a lot of attention. A lot of times they were going to leave Jordan Davis one-on-ones. I saw in that Lions game, they were doubling him up. Like, hold up, we got to slow this big fella down. He is giving us issues, right? Really coming into his own, and I'm really glad to see it because we've all been waiting on it, right? We spent the first round pick on the guy, and he's finally starting to look like the first round pick that we drafted. Jalen Phillips, trade of the year.
Yes.
Damn near jump started this whole defense. 6 pressures, a sack, beat Penei Sewell multiple times. Phillips, Carter, Davis, Morojomo is turning Fangio's scheme into a straight nightmare. This is the best pass rush trio in football right now. Honestly, I will put them up against anybody. Denver, the Giants, whomever. This front four is straight getting it done. You spoke on the Kobe Dean. Man, does that guy bring the juice, right? Brains to the defense. Instincts, speed, timing, and straight up physicality. Straight physical. I don't care he's 5'11", 230. That boy brings the wood. No diddy. You feel me? A sack, multiple pressures, a total command of the second level. Playing so good now, we're having to fit Jahai Campbell in where we can in certain situations. The Kobe Dean is looking like last year in the Kobe Dean prior to the injury. Then speak on the back end, right? Talking about we need a cornerback help. The cornerback help is here. It's here. You had Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. Even though Adoree even got beat on the touchdown, Adoree has been playing much better.
Yes.
But you could say between Q and Coop, best young DB duo in the league, right? I would have to put them at number 1. Mitchell, 6 targets. They said 0 receptions allowed. Third game this season, 0 receptions. 41.9 completion rating allowed this year. All pro? Yes, he will. Right?
Lock up. Don't let me out.
Straight up, right? DeJean, batted pass. Thank you, JD. I'll take that pick. Right? Big breakup late. Elite slot performer. Excellent tackler. We went from searching for DBs to we have some real ones and they're young. They will be here for a while. Please believe me, right? We spoke on the 4th down dominance. 0 for 5. We know how the Dan Campbell on this Lions team likes to go forward. 0 for 5? It's laughable. Right? The last 2 weeks, 1 for 8. This defense is showing up when it matters, right? The coaching, the prep, this Vic Fangio defense is turning into just something scary. What they say, scary hours?
Scary hours.
He's putting these young men in the right position to succeed, and they're just thriving, straight thriving. Now, lastly, before I switch this over to Mr. Owens real quick, the stats, they matter, right? Sometimes you take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes some stats is right on. Goff entered week 11 completing 74% of his passes, on pace for top 3 of the year in NFL history.
Oh.
Right? Said 74%, right? Okay. Eagles held him to 37.8, the worst in his career.
Almost 2/5. He was 3/4 at first. He 2/5 now.
Oh, hilarious. The Lions had the number 2 scoring offense, and then we put up 9 points. This defense is unreal. It's unreal. And what is making it even scarier, it was only week 11. We still got several more games in the playoffs to go. They are trending towards, I don't want to put them on the Chicago Bears type level, but being one of those dominant forces that teams just will not want to go up against. I'm loving it. And like you said, we're young with it too. Don't get no better than that, man.
And super young. And Big Huss, like we talked about this off camera. These are some of the best defensive stretches since Jimmy Johnson, bro. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Johnson, bro.
Yeah.
Like on some real, like these are the type of defenses that we were used to in the early 2000s. Physical smash mouth. You're not putting up no points. This is what I love to see. And I believe that this was Goff's worst performance since 2022, bro. 3 years, fam.
They ran into a buzzsaw, man. They weren't ready.
No. We wasn't ready. And now look, for as much as Vic Fangio, that defensive unit is coming ready to play, the offense and some of the painful truths that we have on that side of the football. Let's talk about this honestly, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. The offense is stale, like some moldy bread. Y'all already know what time it is. It's predictable. It's flat. It's uninspiring. We don't have no joy watching the offense. They scored 16 points this week, 10 points last week against the Packers, under 300 yards again. I don't know how many times we've been under 300 yards. We're ranked 21st in scoring, 25th in yards, and 24th in success rate. That's stinky. Ew, stinky leg right there. That is nasty for a unit, especially with QB1, Arthur Juan K, Devontae Slim Reaper Smith, Saquon Shayshawn Barkley, and Dallas Goedert. This is unacceptable. We spoke at this at length. The offense must be better. It's time to flip this page and get a new chapter, man, because it ain't going to work, especially if we want to hoist that second Lombardi. Now, the issues is plain and simple. Me and Husky been talking so much and going back and forth and trying to expose the issues. We came up with zero creativity, poor spacing, predictable formations like we're running high school plays, heavy reliance on isolated routes, bad route designs versus man coverage. Big Hus told me earlier he saw the Arthur Juan K route tree running slants, go balls. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're weak interior with the run blocking. The players are slowing down on routes, and penalties are simply killing drives. Again, fundamentals. Can't make mistakes and play behind the sticks. We tell y'all that all the time here on the Main Thing Podcast Presents. Now, we know QB1 wasn't perfect, but he wasn't the problem. He protected the football when he needed to. He extended the plays when they mattered and made the throws when the scheme did help him out. But this design, the structure, the philosophy, look, it's dragging the offense down. The defense is championship ready level. But look, the offense needs to wake up. One thing that I did notice, though, Big Hus, for all that QB1 did right, he did miss a throw to Saquon on that right side when I believe Campbell was guarding Saquon and he ran a hitch and go.
Because that's all we was given to start with.
He had him. All he had to do was lob it up. We've never played NFL quarterback, but that is a throw that we know our Super Bowl winning MVP can and should make, and we don't put it past him that he will make it when it matters most.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. We know when it matters most, when the lights are the brightest, QB1, he's going to step up and do his thing. But you're right. Those type passes, he's missed a couple deep passes this year to a few different receivers, right? And he's really great on the deep ball. It's just like you said. Defense, championship ready. Special teams, they weren't bad. They were kind of lacking. They've picked it up, especially with Gibson now returning. We're actually starting with some good field position. If the offense can just give us a little something, a little, you don't even have to be 2024 playoff. I mean, when you're dropping 40 on folks, give us 27. 27 with the way this defense and special teams is playing, I guarantee you we will beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to kick it into gear and all get on the same page, right? But here's the bottom line. The Eagles are 8-2. Shout out, right?
I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot. Right? They lead the NFC, currently the number 1 seed. They just held 2 top 12 offenses to 16 points. 16 points, 2 top 12, right? Arguably, in some folks, 2 top 5 quarterbacks. They love to say Love is one of them ones. He ain't do nothing. They say Golf is one of them ones, right? On pace, breaking records and whatnot, so they say. Nothing, right? They're suffocating teams without even blitzing. Before Fangio was having to blitz a little bit to create those simulated pressures. Insert Mr. Phillips, insert Mr. Dean. We got all we need. I don't need the blitz. These fellas will get home, right?
We all we got. We all we need.
Straight up, right? They're physically overwhelming offenses at the line, right? It is sheer dominance. kind of reminiscent of the year where we broke the sack record, where the front four was just giving quarterbacks the blues. And then you have the rookies and second-year players. They're turning into stars before our very eyes. The Cooper DeJeans, the Quinyon Mitchells, the Jalen Hunts, the rookies Jahai Campbell, safety out of Texas, Drew Makuba, right? They're all making plays. The defense is ready for January. And if the offense can find any semblance of rhythm, even just a bit of competence, like I said, it's over for the rest of the league. This team becomes unbeatable at that point. The offense, it just can't stay as inconsistent as it is. It can't be a detriment to the team. And I don't want to use that word. Maybe that's a little too harsh, but it's ugly out there right now, offensively for Philadelphia.
But because they are being a detriment to the team.
Yeah,
right
you know what I'm saying? Right? It's ugly out there. You're not helping this team out at all. I'm frustrated. Right? The viewers are frustrated. What are we doing? The defense is too good to be dragged down by incompetent coaching and poor execution. But either way, hey, buckle up, family. The 2025 Eagles, there's nothing to be played with. And we will be there in February in that bowl, doing what we do best, win.
You know, all we do is win, no matter what. We'll be in Santa Clara.
You know it. Please believe me.
Hey, but look, man. Hey, before we get out of here, you know, we got to talk to our family and our supporters. Big hugs to our loyal supporters. Thank you. Y'all know it's all love. The Main Thing Podcast Presents can't happen without the support from y'all. And to our new supporters, welcome to the community and our family. Look, let's continue to do our part for the community and our family. Please continue to like the videos. It does help with the visibility in the algorithm. Disrespect that comment section, share and subscribe to the content and the community. You can't forget to do this, and you won't forget to do this. Make sure to turn on that notification bell, also known as the Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates. And one thing real quick, because the Detroit Lions, and to your fans and organization, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Got him out the way. But listen, you heard Mr. Owens. Please go do that. Support the channel, support the birds. Man, it's all love. And if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owens.
And this is the Main Thing Podcast, where we keep the main thing the main thing.
Hey, get the D.
Right? Hope everyone's having a great week. Stay on the lookout for those future videos. Man, this flag was fly till we die. Till next time. We out.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.